guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is all about an Angular and this Angular 9. Last video, I did explain you on a topic called reactive forms, right? It was pretty interesting, and after that, I did give some explanation on how to create a validation and a form validations and everything, right? Yeah, that was that was pretty much about the reactive forms. I'm not going to explain you like form temple driven validations or forms, because that is very basic, guys. I really don't like, because the time taking, there are lots of factors. Okay, I'll be making separate video why I like reactive forms on top of template driven forms. I definitely give a shot on that particular part. And keep watch my other videos. Like I have just released one more video on JavaScript algorithms and it's not about a competitive programming. So I'll just I'm active user of the hacker rank and all. I really love to solve the problems and algorithms over there. So whatever I solve, I definitely post it on my YouTube channel. Okay. So now, I was just thinking like what I need to teach you, and there are lots of various topics are there. Right? Angular is not a small thing. I can teach you lazy loading. I can teach the dependency injection, which I already taught you by one of the videos. And I'm not dedicated to teaching you all the things, but I definitely I'm going to all the topics where I'm creating something. Okay. So here, jokes apart and all these topics and philosophy apart. So we need to write a proper whatever we learned till now. We have to use that particular thing, and we have to be we should start writing. We should start creating some front-end application. And meanwhile, I'm going to release one more playlist for Node.js. Whoever is listening this, right, you can skip till I think next 1 minute. So till 1 minute, I'm going to explain what is going to be next topic. So it's good if you go through this. But if you don't, then you can directly jump to the actual video. Here I'm thinking to create some application, one application, one application, which the initial days I told you, like news app and everything. I thought of making in a proper way, and let's create a UI for that first, and after that, once I create an UI, let's start working on the particular thing. Let's divide the architecture, and I need to work more for that, because I need to release a parallel video for a Node.js, MongoDB, or a Firebase, and Angular separately, and after that deployment as the test cases and all other parts will be there for sure. So here I'll be opening the Figma. So most of the guys ask me which tool you use. I usually use XD Adobe, but I was using the trial version, so that's why I didn't get much much day. So I'll try to again get into a trial version, but till that I can start working on Figma itself. So it's also a very cool thing, guys. I can do pretty much everything which is there in Angular. So this is going to be purely UX class. It's not a UX class. It's going to be a purely UX session where I'm going to explain some the cool stuff over there. So for this, I'm going to utilize the same thing. I'm going to utilize my Angular project. So whatever the images were there, right? If you remember, if I go source and assets and images, so I have some images, right? So I'm going to use the same images over here. So all the SVGs. See, guys, this is a beauty of Ubuntu, right? I'm able to see the SVGs, all the SVGs over here itself. So I need not to open in a browser or something. So isn't it cool, guys? Yes, it is cool. I can definitely say that. Yeah. So I imported all the things over here. So I'm gonna use most of the things which is there. I've imported here. Yep. The one thing is of course this. I want to use it. So I don't know how good I can utilize this, but I'm going to use this for sure. Yeah, so this is going to be a news app. The app which where you're going to you'll be having a two console for this. One is the admin console. It's kind of a you might have heard about a digit it, right? Or digit. So technology about the latest news. Okay, so this is pretty much about news. You have one app called for that also. It has various things. I'm not going to create the same thing, but I'll definitely make sure that something will be there as outcome, even in a product perspective as well as learning perspective. So let's say, okay, so this is a main image I'm going to have, and after that I'll be creating some interesting okay, so I don't have a rectangle tool here, so I can use pencil also. I can edit that also. So I'm just going through the tools, as well as I'm just making you to feel good about this too. So this is how this is my header going to be, and I'll cover yeah, that's it. Okay, it's not working, guys. So yep, my mouse is really kidding me. So okay, so this is how it's going to be, and I'll be filling the color. Yeah, so I'm going to move everything so on every corner just to make it perfect. Okay, so you can use rectangle also, so don't worry. I'll be so it's going to be background. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the initial heading. I'm just checking the tool, so don't worry, never mind of that. So here I'm going to I can do lots of stuff over here. I can add the pointers and I can delete the pointers. I can make it in own way. So but my thing will be going to be like this. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to be I don't want to make so I'll be giving the pleasant color like the normal blue or something. Okay, yeah, this is why it will be. So most of things I'll not use curve in this thing. So here a vector, so this has to be right after this, I think. Yeah, so I'll be writing some text over here. So let's say this is a digital section. and I'll be making everything a capitalize. Do I have anything to do that? Test is Roberto, I love it. And okay, so digital, so I'll be now giving a color, obviously white. That's what I can give over there. And so this is going to be the letter spacing, and same way I'll be making that as a bold. This is how it should look, and I'll be probably I'll be take an underline also for that. So I have a case. Okay, so I could have used this rather than typing the same thing, so I can I have lots of other things, guys. I'm really loving on a Figma, but at the same time I'm more comfortable on the I'm more comfortable on the stuff like Adobe. I really love Adobe. If Adobe listen this video, if they watch this video, if they listen on me, then I request them to give a free trial, which is not going to be happen. This is pretty much about the it's all about the design. So I'm not a core designer, guys. If I do any mistake, if any designer is watching this video, so I'm hardly I say sorry, because I'm not at all a good designer. So all I can do it's the cool, I can make your work in a more cooler way. Okay, so we should be as friends. Okay. So digital, I'm going to give a small all about digital. So here I'm going to give a curve white, handle will less on that. I'll be giving a less, just 98% of things. That's enough, I think. So I'll be having something called capital letters, right? So I'll be using that. I'll be making a lesser. Yeah, this works for me. Yeah, this is how it should look as expected. All about digital. All should come a little. Oh yeah, this works for me. Yeah. So after that, I think this doesn't define anything here, right? So let's not involve in that in this point of time. I can evolve this probably. So I can use somewhere here. I can make it a small image. You can use here. You can take that particular per side. Yeah. I think this defines something, like by saying okay you can. So if I can revert it, it's gonna be great. Cool, right? Yeah. This is I can do. This came out pretty well, guys. Okay, so I'll be so this is how digit works, and I'll be grouping that. And in a smaller text I'm gonna give something called the day of today's date. So it's gonna be today's 6th May 05 2020. So I don't know to whom and all you feel like it's a bad year. Even sometimes I feel the same thing. We can't do anything, guys, so just move on. So this is how it's gonna be here. So I'll be having something called the topic, and So I'll be saying now one more thing that is going to be interesting. Last updated 5 minutes ago. Some of you might have caught why I'm writing these things, because I am creating a new update. I'm creating, so whenever I do anything backend, I should be able to get in a front end, right? So that's why I'm making um, I'm using this methodology, so I can, so that you'll be getting okay, something got updated at this point of time. So I'm watching the latest news. So that's very important for any viewer to watch the exact and important news. Should not miss anything. You see, if it is not updated, then I can say okay, please refresh the things. Okay, yeah, that's I can do. Isn't it okay, it's coming out well, or it's become a design disaster, I don't know. But yeah, this is I'm going to create. So I think I can make it in a next line, so it can something, so everything this page. So I'll be making this as a group, so I can change everything in once at once. And maybe well, I'm just playing with the contrast. So I think because of this underline I am getting some disturbance. I don't know, I'll not use an underline. I think I should use this. Yeah, this is pretty much about the header. So in a header I have a title. Everything is dynamic here, and I'll be having something called a subtitle, and have a today's date and with the last updated time. This is pretty much about the title. At the same time, I should be start with the actual things right now. Okay, I'll be having something called like this card, and card gonna have a background, that's this, and I may have, okay, fill is something. No, fill I'm going to use white, pure white, and I'll be definitely using effects that I have a box drop shadow. Yeah, this I'll definitely use, but I think I should change the drop shadow. Yeah, maybe I'll be not, I'll be so it's going to be flat design, right? So yeah, it's looking great, and I'll be using this icon somewhere here, and I'll change the I'll definitely change the thing. Yeah, this is pretty much, sorry, I'm I think I'm slower in Figma and in I'm not saying I'm fast. I can do pretty much fast everything in a XD, but yeah, I feel I'm slower in Figma. I'm not fake. I think you're able to see it. Okay, so it is pretty much around, right? So why I kept that, you'll get to know. Okay, so this is I kept because I'm going to give some the latest news at this here. So let me say like news, images, using digit. I'm sorry if I'm copying anything images. I should not do it. I know that. So, but the thing is, I just wanted to add to life to my application by your images. It's really cool. It's a cool image. So the image should look like this. I pretty much have everything. Okay, so this is how it looks. So I have the curved thing, right? So I'm not going to curve the left and the right. Yeah, I'll make it as a top, top right and the bottom right should be it should have a curve. And yeah, I'll be writing something like this. So I'll be using one more rectangle and I'll placing on it. So I'll be saying it's black, and I'll be changing the opacity somewhere 70%. So I'll be exclusively writing something like um, news 1, and I'm going to decrease the font size, yeah, pretty much, and I'll definitely use something like medium, or I'll use something like light or regular. I think regular defines it better way. Guys, my browser is really it's not good. Okay, the same way I'm making everything grow. So it should be slidable. Once I'm able to slide the top stories, the top news, so I'm going to I'm going to give an update of right now COVID is happening, right? So I'm going to give an update on a COVID here. So COVID-19 update. We'll see if we'll get any open source API. Maybe I should get. In that case, I'll just directly place and I can give an update. And the same thing. Yeah, this is about it. So it will be in the same way. It's actually lagging, so that's why you'll be able to feel slow. Even I can feel the same thing over here. So this is how it looks. Yeah, this is pretty much about the code update. You can assume like what kind of update we can get. And yeah, I'm going to use the same methodology what I had, for a home. So I'll be having a one-click home. I really love that concept. Maybe I'm not the owner of the concept, but yes, I love it because it reduces lots of time of coder. And I'll be updating this with and I'm gonna change the color to white, and I'm gonna change the color to our theme yellow theme, yeah, this is pretty much okay. Yeah, this is the first page. I can use this kind of images somewhere here, just to give a illustration effect of our application. Yeah, this is pretty much about an application which we're going to develop. So I'll be I'll just check whether I'll be able to extract it as export. I'll just export. So I'll be making this as a group, and this group I'll be okay. Okay, cool. So I just want to explain you guys what I'm going to do. So so this is pretty much about the thing, right? So here we have a title, and we're gonna create a data payload for this, and after that we have a news, and on click of news we're gonna show some the basic HTML page where it's going to be explain about the thing which we're going to create. And that's going to explain about the news. So for example, I click on a news one, I should be able to get one more in the same view, and the news name will be here, and a news update and a time should be here, and I'll be having a text about the news with some images. Yeah, that's pretty much about the thing. And we'll be having a home button over there. We don't have any like, comment, or giving anything, suggestions or feedback right now. Yeah, we'll definitely will if we get time or a chance, I'll definitely utilize that too. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, sorry for that sound. Just drinking the water. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And we're gonna create this UI first. We're gonna utilize the last UI itself, and it's gonna be good. And after that, we're gonna create API payload for this. Yeah, this is pretty much about this is I'll just give a brief what and all thing I'll be explaining, I'll be covering by using this application. So let's list that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to cover is UI UX, and second thing I'm going to cover the development of UI. And third thing, I'll be able to cover one more, the interesting feature of this. It's going to be a, JSON server will be our first thing that will be having a payload. And the fourth thing, I'll be covering the life cycle of ng. The fifth, I'll be covering the forms, which I did already cover, but I should use here also, right? That definitely we're going to use. That's going to be a forms. And a sixth will be we'll be having HTTP. 7, I'll be having a modules. And one interesting thing about this application, the entire thing will be in a performance oriented, so we'll be covering the lazy modules here. Okay, so once we are done with all the things, all the integration, and if the working application is done, then we'll be covering the Firebase so Firebase, that's going to be again they'll be having something called Firebase storage, Firebase database, and Firebase hosting. That we're going to cover. So after that, yeah, this is all about this happens with the JSON server. It's cool, right? We're gonna cover almost everything. So component, everything is basic, guys. I'm not going to write again and again. So don't be don't be the person by asking, okay, why you are not mentioning component, why you are not mentioning services. It's all basic, guys. I'm just keeping all more things which I'm going to explain kind of bonus thing. That's it. So after that, I'll be releasing one more Node.js playlist. So here we're going to cover authentication. We could have used Firebase authentication itself, but I don't want to use that size because again there is nothing in that, so we just need to access the Firebase. I'll maintain some different playlist for that Angular with Firebase. So here this is Node.js. In Node.js I'm going to use authentication mechanism. So here we have a JWT and access tokens or authorization. All the headers should be there. So that is one, and after that I'll be creating a CRUD operations. And a third thing, I'll be telling you like how to use a helmet and other things like in our application. Yeah, this is pretty much about our Node.js, and we'll be deploying the Node.js. We just need to see where right now we're going to deploy in our local machine itself, in our Ubuntu machine itself. So if we get a chance, then we'll definitely create some a student account in AWS and we can deploy over there, or we can use a Heroku. There also we can deploy. So this is pretty much about the Node.js, and meanwhile I think I should I should be able to give you the brief of the MongoDB also, right? MongoDB I'll be just in a connection in a Node.js with the Node.js and so services. So it's going to be there, and in a deployment I'll be explaining you the Firebase mechanism and AWS and the Heroku, yeah. So this is pretty much about our checklist, guys. So we're gonna save somewhere properly. I think we should be saving and development. I'll be creating something called checklist. So I'll be saying this is a checklist. That's it. Save it. So it's saved as a checklist, so it will be there till the end. So this is pretty much about this video. This video is not the learning oriented. It's a video all about what we're going to learn, that oriented. So I think you can skip the video. That is, I don't have any problem. I never ask you to watch the video where you're not interested. So if you're feeling bored on this part, then you can directly skip and you can directly start watching the development video itself. I'm happy for that too. Yeah, this is pretty much about what we're going to learn, and till that I think I'll start videos from tomorrow and I'll publish it in a everyday basis. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So thank you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.